Alright, my name is Will. I've got Sam, Skylar, and Jack here with me. We did our presentation on financial stress among college students at NMU. That's what we're studying. So there's a few topics we're going to go over. First, we're going to cover the introduction, how we are measuring stress, how we're going to quantify stress, because it's kind of a broad topic. We're going to walk you through both of our hypotheses, 1 and 2. Then we're going to dig a little bit deeper into those hypotheses. We're going to kind of open up the independent and dependent variables, and then we'll go into our survey plan. Okay, so for the introduction, the reason we're doing this study is to find out if there's stress at NMU, which there is, and then how much stress there is, financially speaking, at NMU. So there is stress, but we're wondering who is experiencing that stress. Is there different groups, different majors that are experiencing more than others? And then how severe they're experiencing it. So can they not afford to live, or are they barely scraping by, or are they doing just fine? Are they really not that stressed out? And then another reason there may be stress is due to the job market outlook. Is there a lot of jobs available to these students? Is there no jobs available? We're going to do a little bit of research on that as well. And then we went over a few of our solutions that we thought might solve the problem. It's going to take time to implement, so we might not be able to see if those solutions really work, but we devised a few that we're going to kind of take a guess on. So who at NMU is experiencing financial stress? We kind of broke into a few groups. Is it business majors or other majors? We wanted to separate the two groups because business majors are more, their classes are geared more towards finance, more towards debt management, as opposed to other majors who aren't really looking at that as much. Are old students experiencing stress more, or are young students? Have you been in school for 4 years, you've racked up a bunch of student debt, and you're freaking out? Or you just get into school, you use your savings for your tuition, and you don't have that buffer that you used to have, and now you're freaking out? Or maybe you just got to school, you took out loans, and you're thinking, I don't have to pay these back for 4.5 years. You're not stressed at all, you're not thinking about it. And then on campus and off campus, so we think a lot of people will either take out a loan and they'll wrap their housing and their meal plan into it, and they don't have those monthly bills or weekly bills. Whereas if you're living off campus, you're buying groceries, you're paying utilities, you're paying rent, your gas bill can be higher, you're driving more. So that might have a play as to how financially stressed these students are. Okay, so how severe? If I ask you what your stress level is, you might say, oh my gosh, it's a 9. And I ask you what your stress level is, it's a 6. But at the end of the month, you have $1,000 left over, and you have $100 left over. But people handle that stress differently. So we ask them, are you stressed out 1 through 10? And then we kind of get a number with that. But then we also ask, hey, are your monthly bills an issue? Can you afford your rent? And then if they can afford the rent, they can cover the basic needs. We ask, hey, at the end of the month, do you have cash left over? So can you buy things that you don't need? Like, hey, you want an airplane ticket to go to the Mall of America. You want to go out for the weekend with your friends, go to dinner. Do you have cash left over? So those kind of aren't just a number, but then it shows us what the students can and can't afford. So some sources of financial stress, I mean, we all experience these: debt obligations, credit cards, your daily living expenses, so food, and then unexpected expenses. So you're driving to class every day, your car breaks down, whatever, you need new wheel bearings, you need new transmission, $2,000. Some people might not have that, and that kind of plays into this lack of savings as well. They might not have that buffer built up to cover those unexpected expenses, which can be stressful as well. And then job insecurity. So later on we talk about the job market as well, but then insecurity in your current job, maybe the company's downsizing, can really play into how stressed out people are financially. Okay, so this is kind of continued with those sources of financial stress. I touched on this earlier. Financial stress is handled differently by everybody. Backgrounds can play into it. Maybe you were brought up with a certain lifestyle, now you're going to college, you're supporting yourself, you're not living at that same lifestyle. Maybe that makes you a little stressed out. So that's why we have those scales to kind of quantify, hey, we can put a number to how stressed out these people are, and we can see what they can and can't afford. And then perceived stress, so we talked about that. I'm stressed out to a 9, but at the end of the month, I can buy a new pair of shoes or go downstate to see my family. So perceived stress may not match your actual financial constraints. So that's kind of how we broke it up as well. Hand it over to Skylar. He's going to take you through the job market.
Alright, thank you, Will. So, what is the job market outlook? So, are students getting offered good jobs with benefits after college or after graduation, I should say? Are they getting jobs of like the field that they're studying in, like business majors? Are they getting like business jobs, or are they just like getting a job out of their field of study? And are they well-paying jobs, or do they have to like travel for the desired job location, like to another state, or just travel to the same state but different town? And well-paying jobs. All right, that's the next one. Possible solutions. So we're trying to get as much data to implement the statistics to see how many students are getting good jobs with benefits. Like some solutions would be more financial aid, more scholarship opportunities, and better scholarship awareness. Also, having like more businesses at job fairs, and having just more companies and financial advisors to help that student. So for the hypothesis, we have business majors expect to make more money and have more job opportunities than non-business majors, is what we think. And for the independent, we have business majors or other Pacific majors. We don't really know if any other type of major is going to be affected. That's why we're doing the research. Expected earnings for the dependent of the amount of job opportunities, and our business majors expected to make more than other jobs. Alright, I'm gonna hand it off to Jack.
To explain our first hypothesis a little bit, we think it's going to be beneficiary to have more job opportunities and a higher career, obviously, but we think that will make it possible for students to manage their debt better. If you have opportunities coming right out of college, you're going to be able to manage your debt much more efficiently than someone who has no opportunities right out of college. And then that allows you for future debt to be incurred, such as a car loan or potentially a mortgage. And then it also makes planning easier. When you have opportunities for like high paying careers, you're not as stressed and you can plan for the future. Our second hypothesis is business majors are less financially stressed than non-business majors. And for that, our independent variable again is the type of major, and we're putting up business against every other degree. And then our dependent variable for that is financial stress levels. And then again, we think business majors are less stressed overall than any other major. We think that because business majors have to take relevant financial classes where they can learn a multitude of things, like how to manage debt, get out of debt, and stay out of debt. And then we also understand debt to income ratio is probably better because we have that relevant coursework that we have to take, and then we know not to have so much debt compared to our income. I'm going to bring it to Sam.
Thank you very much. I'll be going over the survey plan today, and I'll be starting with the objectives. Well, we have several of them, but our main objective is to find what percentage and also what type of college student is experiencing the most financial stress. We also want to kind of figure out the post-grad confidence in the job market. You know, it's a little bit hazy at the moment, but we're looking to see how confident people feel in finding a stable and good job post-graduation. We want to be able to recognize the main causes of financial stress while also increasing understanding of personal finances. We also are looking to learn effective stress management techniques and define good solutions to combat financial stress among college students. Moving on to our sample group, it will be a pretty broad spectrum. It will be full-time college students here at NMU. They'll be between the ages of 18 and 25. Gender does not matter, economic background does not matter, and neither does major. We will be looking for approximately 200 students. That is our goal. We would love to have more than that, but 200 is the goal that we are looking for. And we'll probably be using stratified sampling, dividing it into things like gender and major and economic background as well. Under the survey methods, we'll be doing the survey online through Qualtrics. It will be an anonymous survey because by doing it anonymous, people will be a little more willing to share more personal information. I know not everyone likes to talk about their finances, so if you do it anonymous, people will be a little more willing to open up about it. We will be using a wide variety of questions. We'll be using a lot of multiple choice questions, some yes or no's, and we do have a few short answer questions as well, and some other questions that are part of the Likert scale. We'll be sending out the survey through email, through a link. We'll also be talking to the professors in our other classes and see if we can speak about it for a few minutes, maybe send a link out to fellow students in those other classes. We'll also be using it through social media, and importantly, we'll be doing some networking through some personal connections to try and get more respondents for our survey. Moving on to the task breakdown, the first week, week one, we'll be making the final draft of our survey questions. Week two, we will do a pilot test with our close friends, and they will give us some feedback. And we'll eventually, after that, work out the kinks that they tell us about, and for week 3 and 4, we'll create that final version, and we'll make the survey public, along with monitoring the data as the results start to come in. In the weeks 5 and 6, we will then analyze that data, look for the trends and correlations that are found within the data, and we'll also present the results. Thank you very much, and do I have any questions?